Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It only takes two simple clicks. Click, click. Enjoy the episode. Uh, Hello, everybody. I'm Josh24214, and welcome back to our usual Fridays of My Hero Academia. Oh god! This one. Yeah, this is extremely dark. This might be the darkest chapter I'm going to be reading today. I'm not feeling comfortable. I mean, what the frick did we go through in the last chapter? We already had throughout this entire season with Horikoshi's writing that Horikoshi has added with abuse for Todoroki's father Endeavor being goddamn abusive with all of his kids before after his redemption with his arc, and probably involving with his first son becoming a supervillain. That's one. The whole overall overhaul arc that's going to be happening in season 4. That's dark. I thought no way Horikoshi would be able to top that. And the stuff with Toga's backstory, that all those three were freaking dark. Horikoshi, I'm sorry, Horikoshi is not really that dark, but yeah, this chapter might be the darkest from Horikoshi's twisted mind. And I've seen darker. No. This is not, oh my god, this is too dark and uncomfortable. This is like uncomfortable for me, but I'm obligated to read this chapter all the way through. No, I've seen darker shit than this, people. You know that a couple of years ago on Game Anyone, I played. You know, when you go on my YouTube videos, I played through Danganronpa. That shit is dark. And in that series, there's like this one, like technically an anime, but still we don't like to talk about it. In its later half of that series, it gets freaking dark. Too dark for my soul to contain. Yeah, that frick. Yeah, Horikoshi's luckily on the lower scale of that. Sorry, Horikoshi. Someone already corrupted my soul, and I can't tolerate that kind of shit. And with 3 minutes of talking about how dark this is, we might as well do it anyway. In the previous chapter, in chapter 235, we had the starting building blocks of Shigaraki's origin as a kid. We saw how bad, messed up Shigaraki's life was. We had his father being abusive because he didn't like having his dead mother, and he resented his dead mother, which technically is Shigaraki's biological grandmother before adoption, and he was denied being a hero. But now we're going to go even darker than all those three stuff that happened in the series so far. It's finally time for the full story of the entire massacre. So, yeah, I read this morning, and when I was trying to figure out what to do with this, I felt I'm obligated to do it. It's dark for Horikoshi's sake, but it's not Danganronpa dark. We're pretty much okay, but I think I can handle it, and hopefully all this goes away, maybe in the next chapter, or I need something good to feel a little better. That's all I want, man. So yeah, we have part 2 of Shigaraki's origin, and we kick off right where we last left off with Shigaraki's backstory, with him stuck in the backyard at night with the dog, and his quirk started to manifest. So we start off where we left off, and yeah, we have Shigaraki hugging his dog, and then in the next couple of panels, boom, he fully disintegrates into a pile. No, not into dust. Not Thanos' snap kind of dusting. No, it's full on bloody. Like having cracks that gets onto the dog and he breaks apart like a statue with blood and guts and all. My Hero Academia. At an unwanted time, an unwanted form, his quirk appears too heartlessly. All too heartless, appears too heartlessly. And Shigaraki's looking at the broken down, dusted, crumbling of his dog, and he's like, huh? And blood is like everywhere in these panels, and blood splashed onto Shigaraki's face. Page 2. Chapter 236, Shimura Tenko's Origins, Part 2. And we see the aftermath of what happened to the dog. And Shigaraki speaks, Mono-chan? The fallen one besides him is, yeah, dead. And Shigaraki's kind of shocked at this. Tenko! And we see his younger sister come towards him, and she starts speaking. You see, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Page 3. Even though I was the one who secretly showed you, I'm sorry. Hana-chan. And yeah, it's implied that Hana may have ratted out her own brother to his father and brought us in. All this shit that's gonna happen is entirely your fault, Hana, for driving him into this. And he's still trying to gasp and trying to find the right words. Yeah, Mono-chan is... And he just keeps gasping. After all the shock he went through, my voice. Hana just sees this and is like, what's wrong? And she tries to go close to him and tries to see. She sees the broken statue of the dog, and she screams, "Yeah! Wait, don't go!" And we're more into Shigaraki's dialogue. My voice isn't coming out. It itches, Hana-chan. It itches so bad. Gasp. Didn't you come to apologize? Hey! Gasp. Then please, gasp, protect me this time. Save me, Hana-chan. And Shigaraki grabs her by the skirt with both of his hands, and you all know what's gonna happen. And then the crack's starting to go to Hana to her eye. Mom. And yeah, we get more into Shigaraki's dialogue. I thought some terrible villain was attacking us. That's why Mon-chan had disintegrated. And we see more of Hana-chan starting, his own sister starting to break apart. Cracks everywhere. That's why Hana-chan had disintegrated. And we see in the panels more of more having the same thing that happened to the dog now happening to his own sister, breaking apart like a statue, disintegrated, with bloods and guts and all. And Shigaraki's like freaking terrified of this. This will definitely mess up a kid for life. At this point, I shall. Thought it was someone else's doing. Yeah, and young Shigaragi's just freaking out about this. And yeah, he vomits seeing this carnage that he brought. His dead sister, broken apart, guts, blood everywhere. And he's vomiting all this. No, maybe not. And he's still getting over the shock. And then he sees his mother and his grandparents seeing this dreadful sight. Thinking back on it now. And then young Shigaraki starts touching the grass on the ground with his hands, not understanding his quirk manifests. It just starts to get disintegrated and corrupted. Perhaps I had already understood it by then. And then on page 7, a big wave of disintegration and destruction comes towards them, like a big wave from that grass. And we see more of the flashbacks with Shigaraki from the previous chapter. It's just your father knows just how hard being a hero is. Why did they take my father's side? Why would they only tell me to stop crying? I can't take it anymore. And all this all that disintegration and corruption and all the cracks go towards the mother, goes up by her leg. While all this dialogue continues, all these little things add up. I hate everyone. And the whole grounds explodes on the next page. And we get the same thing with the mother starting to disintegrate and falling apart in blood and guts and etc. Tanko, as she tries to reach, as she starts falling apart with blood spewing everywhere, trying to reach young Shigaraki and trying to comfort him. Yeah, she gets destroyed and broken apart with blood everywhere. At that time, while all this is going on, and yeah, and page 9 after that, after the mother dies, the grandparents all died from disintegration. And while all that's going on, the father just came back, comes out of his office after that talk in the previous chapter. This was probably all happening at the same time. Like, moments, like, after their little argument. And the father just goes down the stairs, goes to the back garden, and sees all this carnage of Shigaraki's quirk manifestation and destroying everything. And on page 10, he sees all this blood, all this gore. Everybody's dead. And the father is terrified of this.
Oh no.
And this was all his fault. Mostly his fault, and Hana-chan's was responsible for all this carnage. Please, from now on, and we get more of that dialogue from the previous chapter. Please, from now on, let's try to live together as a happy family. And we see Shigaraki still panicking over the carnage. What happened? Fa, 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 father. I'm sorry. And in this panel is like the father's like, oh, he done him fucked up now.
Oh no.
And on page 11, next page, he destroys more of the garden. And we have Shigaraki trying to go to his father. Yeah, father. And the father just got this, I think, a shears pole? Like he looks towards one of the gardening tools that were there on the ground, seeing the. Oh, I know what it's like an extendable, like cutting off branches. He sees that. He picks it up. Father. And he goes and attacks young Shigaraki with it, whacking him on the side of the face. And Shigaraki just. And the father just keeps looking at it after hitting his son. And the father speaks, "Stop it, Tenko." And after that hit, he was just trying to get him to stop all this destruction. But then Shigaraki, just after taking that hit from the gardening shears, he just looks dead on at his father. At this point, at this point, and then Shigaraki just bolts towards his father in the artwork with full intent to kill. I touched my father. And he gets his hand and puts him onto his, like, covers his mouth with his hand. And yeah, he's not long for this world. And while all this is going on, Shigaraki just says, "Die, die, die." Like going full God of War here. This is like a God of War death right here. And on page 14, with all that boiling, festering rage after what happened during all of that from the previous chapter, the father kinda deserved to die. And we get more of his present version of Shigaraki speaking more, and and unrelenting wave of pleasure crushed over me. And Shigaragi's just enjoying it with a big smile and his grin. Like when he's committing the act of killing his own father. And yeah, he completely destroys his father's face, and I can't really tell if for the artwork on the last panel, like in the first one, like when he slams his father's head onto the ground. I thought it was more like just doing that, just bashing his head into the ground. And during all that carnage, the whole house falls down and being destroyed in the carnage. Perhaps, hidden somewhere deep in my heart, I had always been hoping for something like this. I no longer felt that burning itch. The beginning, the beginnings of decay. Chapter number 236, end. And in the last panel, we see only Shigaraki as a monster at this point, with his hair all completely white and his hands covered in the blood of his family. So yeah, Shigaraki went full Kratos on their asses. Yeah, completely slaughters his entire family, and now he remembers all of it. That's gonna suck. So that was chapter 236, and yeah, this might be the darkest Horikoshi has ever gone. Hopefully we never get any more like this and we return. I just want to go back. I just feel like with these two chapters now and the previous one and this one, all I want now is just to go back to the present day and just go back to the Giga versus Redestro right now because I feel uncomfortable. And I'll probably see you in the next chapter. And yeah, this is Horikoshi, man. I hope you never go this dark again. I hope. Please never be that dark again.